This is Vakar Kavi from TFT Perspective, and we are expecting a visit by President Tayyip Erdoğan in this week from Turkey to Pakistan. He's basically on a three nations tour to Indonesia and Malaysia, and at the end of the visit, he'll be coming to Pakistan for 2 to 3 days. If you look at the relationship between Pakistan and Turkey, it has been, I think, a wonderful history right from even before Pakistan's independence in 1947. There was a Khilafat movement, and people from northwestern India at that time, which generally is Pakistan, even from Uttar Pradesh, they rallied to support the Khilafat movement because they felt that in case Khilafat breaks, there are going to be huge loss of the Muslim Ummah. And even there was a Hijrat movement in which people then thought that there was land route from Afghanistan and they could actually move on to Turkey to help their brothers and sisters. However, the one government at that time, denied them, and they, I think, had to be returned, through hardship. They were also prosecuted by the British rulers here because it didn't go against, actually it went against the interests of the British. So this was between 1919 and 1924. Later on, I think the relationship have been on an even keel. It has grown over a period of time, but there are a lot of scope for improvement in a lot of fields. Now, if you look at the defense and security, right from the outset, Pakistan also found itself in some of the Western alliances. Turkey was already part of NATO. So we look at 60s, 70s, and 80s. Then Pakistan found itself allied with Turkey, being member of CETO and CERTO, and we were also part of the RCD, or Regional Cooperation for Development, where basically uh, Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey were into a kind of security alliance. Culturally speaking, even the language, like Urdu itself, is a Turkish word which basically means an army camp or an army itself. Although there are conflicting research and conclusion regarding how much Turkish language contributes to Urdu, so it's somewhere between 7 and 10% of the words vocabulary in Urdu is borrowed from Turkish language. Of course, Turkish language itself has evolved. It has the addition of you can say Arabic and Persian and even European and Greek vocabulary. So all told, it's a mixture. But definitely, when you are in Turkey, although the script is now written in a very different form, like Roman Turkish, but you can always, learn Turkish language. For President Tayyip Erdogan's visit, I think it's like homecoming, and this is going to be the fifth or sixth visit or interaction. He's visited Pakistan in different capacities. As you know, he was Prime Minister of Turkey and then later on President. His first visit was in 2003, basically for improving bilateral ties. Then you had in 2009. Again, he attended Islamabad's D8 summit as Prime Minister. And third visit was in 2012 to deepen strategic and economic partnership. And in 2016, he visited as president to attend the 13th, basically ECO summit. And in 2020, again as president, it was, I think, historic visit, signed 13 agreements, which included the strategic economic framework. The SCF is very important, and both nations actually desired and tried to take the mutual trade to $5 billion. That has been, I think, a weak area. I don't know whether there is a diplomatic and a bureaucratic lethargy in the system, because I think people in Turkey are quite hopeful that this can be done. There's also defense collaboration which has improved, like Pakistan and Turkey are doing on a lot of areas. Then there was also, I think, commonality of thoughts and views on occupied Kashmir and northern Cyprus. Both countries support each other. And then, of course, there was a resolution on Islamophobia also. Now, if you look at the defense collaboration or cooperation, I think this has grown from 60s and 70s now into almost a strategic partnership. We have the Miljam project where Turkey is helping Pakistan in building corvettes and co-production of fighter jets. You must have heard the name of the fifth generation Turkish project, uh, Khan, which is coming up. Then, of course, Turkey's sold Bayraktar drones, TB2, which are, I think, high tech and state of the art, which help Pakistan in security and defense. Then there are Turkish aerospace industries, or TAI, and Havelsan, which are working a number of joint high tech projects helping Pakistan. And both sides are learning from each other. There are also joint exercises, military exercises like we have Ataturk 11 and Viper, Indus Viper, where both forces, basically help each other, improve interoperability, and definitely there is intelligence sharing. But there is a scope for, I think, fight against terrorism, especially in the intelligence sharing. Turkey and Pakistan have the common threat, uh, like TTP and BLA against Pakistan, and PKK, YPG against Turkey. So here I think both militaries intelligence can basically help each other. Then we had high-level exchange of senior military commanders, like Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir says. Asim Munir visited Turkey in 2023 September. He actually met the president, uh, Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, the defense ministers, foreign ministers, commander of Turkish General Staff, and commander of Turkish Land and Air Force. This was quite significant. And we had then reciprocal visit by Turkish Chief of General Staff, General Metin Gurak, in April 2024, and he was then awarded Pakistan's highest military award, Shan-e-Imtiaz. So that actually indicates basically the military and defense cooperation and collaboration. Now, if you look at the media, Turkish dramas, serials are very popular in Pakistan. Actually, even the hero of the release, Tughral, mentioned that he was more popular in Pakistan than Turkey. And then we have Kurlus Usman and a couple of others. And now there are also, I think, joint productions, especially on dramas like Salahuddin Ayyubi. And this has been well received on both sides, but there's a lot of scope for, I think, joint productions. In terms of educational exchanges, a lot of Pakistani students are now finding Turkey to be a destination for higher education, which is not only affordable but also very comfortable, because you are basically in a Muslim country where people understand and respect Pakistanis. So I think this is again an area where we can foster people to people contact and relationship. Now, I'll just mention about my own experience, myself and my wife. They now revisited Turkey in April last year to attend, one of the highest forums in research, Turkish Academy of Sciences of Tuba. This was in Istanbul, and in the historical setting of Istanbul University, which is supposed to be one of the oldest in the world. And this was phenomenal. One, of course, it allowed us to interact with Turkish Academy, and we have some of Pakistanis, professors, Pakistani origin professors teaching there. And we also met with students who were there. And then I think Turkey draws a lot of, I would say, academia research from different countries. Like we had reps from basically United States, uh, then we had United Kingdoms, Eastern Europe, Middle East, India, Pakistan, and Southeast Asia, which actually indicates that how much importance is given to Turkish academia. We were well received by the president of Tuba, Professor Muzaffar Shakar, and then, of course, conducted by Professor Nouri Yurtusef. And then there was, I think, 3 to 4 days long proceedings of this international conference. Basically, it was on global transformation in Turkey, and we also presented our paper on basically non-sector. Main thing is to highlight that this is one area where there are a lot of scope for both sides. Pakistan can also hold international conferences and specifically target, our brothers and sisters in Turkey to come here and share their ideas. Now, if you look at the economic ties, which is, I think, the most critical part, because in today's world, economy is ultimate, driver of relationship. It has actually grown, but I think there's a lot of scope. Now, look at the figures. Pakistan, Turkey trades total is closer to $1 billion plus and minus in last 3 years on the average. Exports to Turkey from Pakistan in 2022 were like 360 million, $366 million, which is, I think, peanuts. And similarly, exports from Turkey to Pakistan were $734 million, which actually indicates that there is some very serious problem that we are not able to basically expand this basket. Uh, there are, of course, challenges. Uh, Geographically, we are connected, like RCD, and there is a railway line which goes from Pakistan to Turkey. You have road network, but of course, because of problem in the Middle East, Iran being under sanctions, so there are challenges. But definitely, there are ways nowadays to basically get around it. Now, if you look at future prospectus in the untapped sector like information technology services, you have pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, as regional connectivity can be enhanced by leveraging two initiatives. One is, of course, China-Turkey Middle Corridor, and then CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. This basically can help the trans-Eurasian trade. There is also a huge scope for digital collaboration, uh, fintech, and e-commerce partnership to bypass traditional trade barriers. Now, it's becoming like if you look at Chinese Alibaba or let's say Timu, they have taken the world by storm. But why not Pakistan and Turkey can collaborate? And Pakistan also has an advantage, although Turkey is a demographic giant as far as Europe is concerned. Like you have more than 80 million plus people. Pakistan is like 250 million, and the youth itself is more than the entire population of Turkey. If 65% is the youth of Pakistan, so here I think is a huge scope. So Turkey is growing exponentially in all fields. You look at the exports to Europe. Even if you look at car production, shipbuilding, um, hospitality sector. In terms of, I think, spare part, Turkey takes 30 to 40% share in the European market. So it means that there is a huge scope for Pakistan's youth going and contributing in Turkish massive development. Similarly, in the field of defense industrialization, we can expand joint production in aerospace, land, and naval system. So practically, Pak-Turkiye relation has transcended, traditional sectors, and now it's becoming a strategic alliance through institutionalized dialogue, economic integration, and cultural synergy. So these are, I think, some of the areas. While the challenges persist, I'm sure with the will of leadership on both sides, political military leadership, there's the, I think, sky is the limit. And these both are also considered as a stabilizing force in the Islamic world. Now, I think the biggest challenge would be to take the mutual trade beyond $5 billion, and this can, I think, be done with strong will. Now, the President Tayyip Erdogan's visit comes, I think, at a critical time. One, of course, for Islamic world, you look at the region, Middle East is highly destabilized because of Palestine-Israel war, and Turkey has played a major part. Now we have some stabilization coming in Syria, like the HTS coming with support of Turkey, and we are happy that at least this part is stabilizing. But still, we have a Russia-Ukraine war going on in Eastern Europe, and the Black Sea also remains threatened. So these two developments have actually, I think, affected the international order. Then we have, populist leaders like President Trump, who are now coming up with imperialistic ideas, like eviction of people from Gaza or occupying Canada or Greenland or Panama. So I think these times would actually, I would say, motivate or force middle-level powers like Turkey and Pakistan to collaborate, because if you look at the threats now emerging from these unconventional trends or imperialistic undertones in superpower like US, so it means that middle-level powers like Turkey and Pakistan can force strategic alliance in a highly volatile region. So I think this should be the ultimate objective. We welcome President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to Pakistan with the hope that this partnership is going to basically forge into a strategic alliance. Thank you very much.